Good morning, YouTube. Flightsimguy here, and I'm in Fort Lauderdale, part of my Florida series. And what I wanted to do today is, since I'm down here in Fort Lauderdale, I'm going to go ahead and visit a friend. He lives up north in South Lakeworth, and I figured, you know what? I had to drive up there to visit him. And I figure, it's a 30-minute drive. I know exactly where it is. So I'll just go ahead and do a VFR flight in the Cessna Citation Mustang, which is this plane right here. And, just go ahead and check him out. Didn't do a flight plan. I went and top off the tanks about 50%. And I figured I'd just go ahead and just do a quick short flight and make a video about it. Alright, so let's talk about this plane. This is Flight1's award-winning Cessna Mustang. And let me tell you, man, this plane is absolutely sweet. But there's a couple problems. I can't get this thing to work on Windows 10, no matter what. I've been trying everything. I have a thread going in their tech support forums, and I'm just trying all sorts of options. And it's doing the same thing on both Steam and FSX Boxed. The second you bring up the virtual cockpit, you can click around and everything works, but the second you turn on the power to do anything, it crashes FSX. So I'm trying to find a solution to that. In the meantime, it works fine on Windows 7, so I have Windows 7 installed on my Alienware. So I'm flying this flight in Windows 7 on the Alienware, and that's the reason why I'm using the screen capture feature of OBS, because if I try to capture on the game, there's a big black bar at the bottom of the screen. Anyway, so this plane, it's really sweet. I really like it. There is a bug with the MFDs. Sometimes you turn your power on, turn the avionics on, and the MFD comes up black and it doesn't show until you start your engines. It's not supposed to be that way, and I think there's a fix out for it. So went ahead and what did I just do? I think I just called for I got my taxi assignment on my runway, and I'm gonna go ahead and taxi. Now, a lot of the taxi I did was from the external view, primarily because on this computer, this plane just killed my frames. I mean, I was in the single digits when I was on the ground, and usually I get pretty good frames on my Alienware on Steam. So yeah, this plane was actually very, very hard on frames. Otherwise, the plane is very, very easy to fly. It feels like it has a fly-by-wire system, fly-by-wire flight control system. I will confirm that, but it's very, very easy to fly. Alright, so while I'm taxiing here, let's talk about the flight plan. South Lakeworth, which is actually kind of sort of the hood. It's actually not a bad neighborhood, but it's about a 35-minute drive with no traffic from Fort Lauderdale. Which means in the plane, it's about maybe 10-15 minutes, including taxi. So, and how we got up there was you got on I-95 and you just kept driving until you got to the exit that my friend lives off. So I figured, you know what, that's a pretty easy flight plan. So what I'm going to do here is take off in the Mustang. I'm taking off on runway 1. I think it's, they had us going out east, which is runway 8 or runway 9. Towards the Atlantic Ocean. So what I need to do is make a U-turn after I take off, find I-95, and just follow it north. And it's as simple as that. Alright, so we got our clearance to taxi off onto the runway and depart, so let's go ahead and do that.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 9 right, citation.
Alright, we're lined up on runway, looks like runway 8. Go ahead and give it full power, and let's get rolling. Alright, so just completed the takeoff roll. Gear up. As you can see, the Atlantic Ocean is in front of us, so we need to do a 180. And at this point, my video is no longer a video, it's a slideshow. But not much I can do about that. So let's go ahead and make a 180. As we get higher, the detail in the video should go down, so I should get better frames. And what's funny is this simulation does a pretty good job of representing what's down there in Fort Lauderdale. You can actually see the gas-fired power plants. That's still operating down there. It's in this. It's actually in this in the simulation. All right, so I'm coming around. Once I'm approaching, what's that? Once I'm approaching about 270, you'll actually see I-95. There it is, right there, next to the airport. Now, right there, it shows the highway right at the foot of the airport. That's not how it works. That's not how it is down there. And that's the only north-south road that even comes close. So that's got to be 95, but 95 is not that close to the airport. So pretty soon I'm going to make a right turn. Here we go, to the north, and we'll just follow the highway. Alright, as you can see, right off to the right, that line going north-south, 2 lanes, or 2 directions, 2 separate roads, that's Interstate 95. Often called the cocaine pipeline. It runs all the way from South Florida straight to New York. And that's about a 8, maybe 10, 12-hour drive. Anyway, you probably noticed this video is a little bit different from the other ones. It's because I'm doing a complete voiceover. Did not do any audio while I was actually doing the flying. The room was hot as hell and I wanted to run the AC. So I figured I'll just go ahead and record the video and just do the voiceover separately. I've got a really good mic here, so it works out pretty good. One thing I've noticed, when I first started doing my flight simulation videos on YouTube, I did not put a lot of thought into my strategy. However, I did put a lot of thought into whether I should do any voice on my videos. And I spoke with a gaming buddy of mine, Belgio, and we talked about it for a little bit. And at least half the videos that I've watched, The simmers, they don't want to talk in their videos. Maybe it's because they can't stand the way they sound in the video. I can understand that. Sounds like fingernails on a chalkboard, doesn't it? But the truth of the fact is your audience is missing half the video if you're not saying anything. Your voice, what you say, communicates so much to your audience that you're depriving them of half the benefit of what you have to offer. So I really wish more simmers would narrate or, you know, speak, say something in the videos. It'd make it a lot more palatable and more enjoyable. Alright, so in my flight here, I'm bouncing up and down between altitude. My plan was to stick at about 3,500 to 4,000 feet. And I got into some clouds right at about 3,500, so came down a little bit. I want to stay under the clouds because this is 100% VFR. We passed Fort Lauderdale Executive and Boca Raton airports. Both were off to our left. I'm not sure if I included them in the edit. But they also served as waypoints. Now, what's funny is this moving map in the right side of the cockpit, or I'm sorry, in the middle, it's very, very helpful. And unlike other add-ons, it doesn't lock up on you. And you can, you know, show all sorts of different stuff. And it's kind of hard to get lost once you're using this moving map. So we're still heading north, or a little bit north east slightly, making sure that the Atlantic coast stays off to the right. And essentially all I'm going to do is keep going north until I see West Palm Beach International in front of me. That's a big airport, really big airspace. Obviously that's not where I'm going, but my destination, Lantana, which is in South Lakeworth, is just south of West Palm Beach International from a VFR perspective. So once I see that big airport in front of me, I know that I'm close. Alright, so while we're following I-95, let me take some time and talk about the real Cessna Citation Mustang. This is a very light jet produced by Cessna. It's pretty much in the same range as a Phenom 100, which is why I chose it to do this particular flight. Let's see here. A little bit of background from the Wikipedia page. Very light jet produced by Cessna at their Independence, Kansas production facility. It costs about $3.3 million US in 2015. The Mustang in standard configuration has 4 passenger seats in the aft cabin, a toilet, and seating for 2 in the cockpit. Like most other light jets, the Mustang is approved for single pilot operation. Alright, so the Mustang is a low-wing cantilever monoplane with a swept-wing T-tail and tricycle retractable landing gear. One main door is located in the forward left section of the aircraft with additional emergency exits on the center right section of the fuselage. Specifications: crew 1 or 2 pilots, capacity 4 to 5 passengers, length 40 feet 7 inches, wingspan 43 feet 2 inches. So it's about as wide as it is long. Height 13 feet, empty weight 5,600 pounds, useful load 3,100 pounds, maximum takeoff weight 8,600 pounds. Power plant 2 Pratt & Whitney, Canada, PW615F turbofans with 1,400 pounds of thrust each. Maximum speed 483 miles per hour, or Mach 6. Cruise speed 390 miles per hour. Range 1,100 nautical miles. Service ceilings 41,000 feet. Rate of climb 3,000 feet per minute. And takeoff distance 3,100 feet, landing distance 2,300 feet. And it has a Garmin G1000 glass cockpit. So this is a pretty sweet jet. Now, as you can see here, off to the right, too busy talking, that's our destination airport. What I did was I saw Palm Beach International up front, and I didn't bother getting a weather report. I figured I'd just go ahead and land on that runway that goes east to west. So I made a right turn and I'm gonna come in left base, and I guess that's runway 8, 9, or 10 or something. It goes left to right or east to west. That beeping is because it was complaining I was so low without the landing gear down. The second I put the gear down, that beeping goes away. And all I'm doing at this point is simply flying the pattern. Alright, I'm on my base right now, making my right turn to final. And my frames have come crashing down through the ground again.
Sink rate.
And
Sink
there's my
rate.
runway. I'm going to do everything that I can to get this thing working. By the way, an update on Windows 10 on my rig. I'm still not able to complete a flight in the Phenom 100, but I'm able to complete other flights in other aircraft, and the rig seems to have stabilized. The stuttering doesn't occur as much. It starts up relatively fast. Easy dock isn't crashing anymore. So the box appears stabilized.
500.
Steam was never really affected by it. I just can't seem to get this plane to work. I'm a little bit high, as usual. That's my trademark. And Wikipedia didn't say if this has a fly-by-wire control, but it certainly feels like it. It's a very, very easy plane to fly. Very, very easy. High-res textures in the cockpit. It has a virtual cabin. All sorts of eye candy, and really, really easy plane to fly. And it doesn't take a lot of space to land. You touch down at around between 95 and 105 knots. Just deploy the speed brake or the spoilers. Full forward on the yoke once you touch down. That helps slow you down a bit. And that's it. Very, very easy plane to fly. So all I gotta do now is taxi and park. Now, obviously, this type of flight was more suitable for, say, the Piper Cherokee 180, something like that, or Cessna 172. You wouldn't want to use a jet just to fly, you know, up the road, so to speak. But for this particular flight, I wanted to shout out to my buddy Richard from high school. Thanks for taking me and my girlfriend in for that one night, showing us a good time. I really enjoyed the visit, and I figured we'd just go ahead and do the flight. So all I gotta do is taxi into position and power this baby down. Alright, so the fuel pump is as good a place as any to go ahead and park. So we'll just go ahead and put that line as if it's running through my right leg and get as closest to the pump as I can. And that should be a good part job as any. Let's see how well I can do this. Go to the outside. Not too bad. Anyway, let's go ahead and power this thing down. And this is a very nice aircraft. I really want to get this thing working on my Windows 10. It is supported on Windows 10 officially. Everyone else who's still on 7, stay on 7. Do not go to 10. I don't care what anybody else tells you. Do not go to 10. It's going to cause you all sorts of problems with your flight simulation rig. Anyway, that's all for now. FlightSimGuy here. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.